Hello guys, it's me, your boy Daniel, and this is a video requested again by you in the comments. Well, apparently you really liked the Yashima video, and here is me doing my, again, thoughts about Agir and Odin. Now, before we start with the video, I wanna clarify some things in the comments. I'm not promoting Yashima as the OP ship shown in the funny video of mine, that was just handpicked moments. Like, as I said in the video about Yashima, this is a gimmick that sometimes works, and when it works, it's OP. This is a this is a hate WoW ship. You, like, most of the times you're not gonna hit anything, especially if you try to snipe, and you're gonna hate it. But when it does hit the citadel, especially more than one on one ship, it's hell of a fun. So yeah, I'm not trying to sell something, and I'm not trying to say that Yashima is just OP, get Yashima, it's pay to win. No. Especially, let me put it like that. If I need to choose between Yashima or Yamato or any other BB for competitive gameplay, I'm every single time gonna choose every other ship that's a battleship instead of Yashima, for the sole reason that Yashima is kind of inconsistent, and with it I can't really support well my team because of her inconsistency and the tendency for that ship to perform really good at close ranges, because that's a Yamato hull, and we all know what happens when a Yamato starts to play aggressively. But I already talked about this in my other video, so now I'm going to talk about the stars of this video, the Agir and the Odin. Now, a lot of you will know that before Agir there's still another ship with kind of the same class as this and the same gameplay as this, and that's the Siegfried. The main difference is the guns. This guy has triple gun turrets, the other has two, and the caliber of the Siegfried is 380, so like the Tirpitz and Bismarck, these have 305s. Now, in terms of secondaries, they're way different. In terms of looks, they're way different. In terms of armor, they're way different. So I'm not gonna talk about Agir mostly, and at the end, I will get my comparison between them in conclusion. Now, Agir. It's interesting playstyle. It's kind of like Odin, meant to be sneaky with good secondaries, and kind of like pop up from close range and just fuck the enemy up without them realizing what happened. It sounds good, but there's a lot of problems to what Wargaming wants us, the players, like how the Wargaming wants us to play the ship, or because of its design and especially its crappy armor design, but I'm gonna talk for that later. Now let's say about first the good points about the ship. First, the biggest thing that struck me immediately as OP, kinda OP, because I didn't expect it at all, is torpedo protection. It's 37%. No, you might think that's not a lot compared to, let's say, Yamato, but think about a second that Kurfürst has 25, and every other heavy cruiser, or even with the proportions of Agir like Yashima, has no more than 22 or around the 20. So let that sink in. Like, this guy has better torpedo protection than Kurfürst, than Tirpitz, and so on. Yes, I didn't expect that. The HP is nice, like 62 is nice, I'm not gonna lie about that. This felt nice, and I really hope this doesn't get nerfed, because if it gets nerfed, like, it's gonna be very hard to play this ship. Now, the concealment is 11.9. Now on the modules, you can see my build. Yes, I have gone with the concealment, and like, this guy feels incredibly nice with 11.9 concealment. I'm not gonna lie, I have a blast with that, how sneaky this guy can be, and it's super massive ship, it can be super sneaky. Now AA defense, overall the score is 87. It feels like I'm playing Musashi or something even worse. Like the the AA feels whacking a lot, especially if you're in against a tier 10 carrier. Like I genuinely feel like I'm being able to shut down like one or two planes max, and everything else fucks me up. So yeah, I don't care about this saying 87. I'm gonna say that A defense on this guy is pretty meh, unless you build it to be good, but I can't really recommend that. Now, torpedoes, standard 6 kilometers, 4 per side. They're great, like standard German torpedoes. You know what you can expect from them. They're very helpful. Now, the secondaries are the main thing. Yes, Wargaming will tell you that it's not worth specking secondary builds on this thing, but hear me out, like, this is my build. You can see that there are no IFHE. And there's no IFHE because I can get my consumer down to 11.9. But the secondary range is 11.5 on a cruiser. Like, this is on a cruiser. The Kurfürst is 11.6. That's fantastic. And the secondaries are damn great. Like, you have five turrets per side. That's 10 shells in the air. And that's 128 millimeter. After the FHE update, this guy is gonna be able to penetrate a Boeing Yamato, for example, because it has 32 millimeter. It will have 32 millimeter pen, and that's gonna be nuts. And why it's gonna be nuts? Because even now, without the ability to pen 32 millimeter, it makes at games when I extensively use secondaries, meaning between 130 and 200 hits, I'm able to make 40k alone from secondaries. That it doesn't include fire started by them, which is for another 10 to 20k. So yeah, like 40k pure secondary damage is nice, especially if you consider this to be a cruiser. Like, yeah, that's nice. And yeah, you can tell I'm like extensive. I don't know. And you can tell that I extensively use secondaries in almost anything. It's not like I do. I'm not gonna recommend something that I generally don't feel it's good, but this, I believe this is great, and that's how you wanna play this ship. Like, the secondaries have saved me numerous times versus DDs, versus other cruisers, even versus BBs, so I think it's gonna be great spending that to a secondary build. Now, the guns, what I like and what I don't like. What I like is that they're 305s. They, when they hit hard. They have excellent HU. Like, the HU on this thing is, I actually was surprised how good it is. It has 29% fire chance, which basically double fires, and almost every shot setting a fire is not stranger to the Agir. And I like that because the AP, on the contrary, is kinda shitty. Hear me out. If you're point blank and you're against anything you can pen, that means battleships, especially let's say Musashi or Yamato, go for AP. Like, it's devastating. Citadels all over the place. But if you're medium to long ranges AP, you're gonna get a lot of bounces or overpans, and doesn't feel great, especially if it's angled. If it's angled and you try AP, you're gonna get frustrated really fast. So get HE at long ranges unless he's super broadsiding, and you're not gonna regret it. You're honestly not gonna regret it. Now, let's talk about what I don't like. I don't really like. Now, that's the armor. First, 27mm bow and end. That's that's oof on so many levels. Now, if you want a bow tank, forget it. Everything that's bigger than the guns on tier pits and Bismarck is gonna pass right through you, meaning more than 380s is gonna overmatch and just make your life way more miserable that it needs to be. Now, you can always say, like, I already heard that, you know what, why you don't just angle so that they're gonna hit your 90 millimeters? Well, that's easy, because look how big the front section is, how big of a chunk. In order to make, like, if you even if you angle like that, like the shots come here, half of them are gonna still pass the 27 mil, and they're gonna get the citadel. Anyways, in order to get them all, you're gonna be angled almost broadside, and they're gonna pass through the 90 millimeters. So it's not really worth the risk of angling to that degree of just making yourself even more vulnerable, because sometimes, like, Hindenburg has a really good, like, it has really good turtleback. Honestly, it has incredible turtleback, but the Agir doesn't. He doesn't have that. Like, honestly, yes, it's better than nothing, but it isn't a genuine German turtleback. You're still gonna get punished a lot, you're gonna eat citadels, even from cruisers, if you're broadsided a lot in close combat. So don't really think like you're on a Kurfürst story or in a Hindenburg against the same class. You're not gonna get, if you get close and you broadside, you're not gonna eat citadels. No, you're gonna eat citadels, but overall, if we don't think about the 27 millimeter here, if we ignore that, I'm gonna say, like, the armor itself is way better performing than even Stalingrad, with the so EIX that you cannot bow tank, which is bad. Like, if you rush enemy battleship that can overmatch you without any cover, you're in a world of pain, honestly, and you're gonna die miserably. But if you have island cover or anything else, and you're gonna be able to go to his broadside, torp him, or just make him not, like, easy Q with overmatches here, or gets your citadel, well, he's gonna be in a world of pain, and pretty fast. So Agir has interesting gameplay, interesting guns, really OP torpedo protection, which I cannot explain. But the armor has big holes in it, honestly. The whole design of the armor is not great. The AP is not great. It's great only if you're, okay, let's put it that way. It's great only if you're point blank against a broadside target. Other than that, H all the way. And that's it. Like, it's interesting, but it definitely needs nerf. Oh, no. Oh, wait, that's what Wargaming will say. No, I'm not gonna say that. I'm gonna say that this guy definitely needs a buff, like a major buff, especially in the armor. Like, I don't care. Like, give me more dispersion on the already crappy dispersion, but give me better than 27 millimeter. Honestly, give me better than 27 millimeter. Or, like, give me a spotter plane. Give me a freaking spotter plane. Like, come on. This guy doesn't have a spotter plane. It's ridiculous, and you can feel that. But what happens at the moment? This guy, an Odin, gets nerfed. Yeah, you hear me right. This apparently is too OP, so they nerf the guns, they nerf the AP, fuse times, and so on, which, why I don't really like it, because with this caliber, even if there's a cruiser, even it's kinda heavy cruiser, you're gonna get a lot of overpans on a perfectly broadside target, and now the probability of getting overpan is even worse, And I honestly feel that this guy doesn't deserve any nerfs. This guy deserves a buff, especially armor buff. Like, I don't know, get something else, but give me armor buff, please. Wargaming, like, fix that thing. In comparison to Siegfried, I'm gonna say that I honestly had more fun with Agir. I just get more fun with Agir, but we shall see how this turns out. Stats-wise, Siegfried is better, but fun-wise, I believe I had more fun in Agir. Honestly, I don't know why, I can explain it, and when Siegfried comes out, I'm gonna further test that. Now, we go to Odin. If I need to say one sentence or a meme, I'm gonna say woo how they massacred my child. They nerfed the hell out of it. And my only question to Wargaming is fucking why? Why? Honestly, why? The torpedoes got from 8 to 6, which is understandable, even though I believe the point of getting these torpedoes was to be 8 in the first place. That's why they're here, like, that's why they're the way they were, to be 8 kilometers, to be interesting, to be unique. That was the main thing, that will be more unique about the ship. We be better than the tier pits, and they nerfed it. But okay, like, yeah, I kinda understand. Like, the Germans don't have any other ship with 8 kilometers if you don't count Graf Spee. So okay, I can see that going. But what I don't see that going is reducing its hit points by 10k. Tirpitz has 69, Bismarck has 69, and Odin now has 52, which it's not shit, but it's not great either. You definitely feel it. You definitely feel it. You die way easier now, especially when you push. What else? The fuse delay, again, the AP, and most likely they're gonna nerf it even more. My question is why? Like, are the Germans honestly not allowed to have a single good thing? Like Odin and Agir, especially Odin when it was released, it was never OP, it was fun, just fun, enough fun. You were being, the enemy can counter you quickly if you make a mistake. Especially with that concealment, it's really easy to make a mistake, get too close to the enemy to the point where you cannot escape, and they will kill you because your armor is worse than the Tirpitz and Bismarck. So why the nerf? Why, honestly, why the nerf? This guy didn't deserve a nerf. It's still fun to play, but I just feel like Wargaming wants to hate the Germans and wants to make them obsolete to everything else. And unless you're a fanboy like me, you're not gonna be playing them because they are shit, and we're going that way. Like, why we're going that way? At first, how were the Germans promoted in that game? Excellent armor. Big guns with crappy dispersion, but they have excellent secondaries, both in range and both in dispersion. So you're not be able to hit so much with your main guns, but your secondaries are gonna be able to massacre them. Then what happens? We get Japanese ships with nice secondaries, we have Americans with nice secondaries, and so on and so on. So basically what the Germans now have, everyone starts to have them. And like, the only thing that the Germans have at the moment is the nice turtle break, but honestly their power crept so much that I wanna cry, but I can't. Okay, well, the playstyle on Agir is the same like in Odin, as I said, and vice versa. So you wanna get close, you're gonna blob them. And yes, you can snipe. Honestly, I don't use a lot of HE on this guy, but as Agir, you can still use a lot of HE on this guy, and with 27% fire chance, it's gonna be okay. The arcs are nice, like typical German things. You have the nice hydro, so it's nice. Like, if they don't nerf it more, This ship is definitely gonna be nice, but if they nerf it even more than now, this is gonna be obsolete in tier 8, let alone in tier 9 and 10. So I'm not sure. Like Wargaming, if you're watching this, please don't fucking nerf more the Odin and Agir. Like this does need to happen, so please don't make it that way. I know you wanna force everyone to play Russian ships because they're the meta now. Why? Or if it's not Russian, you can always play the next OP ship like Thunderer. Like this guy is OP, don't get me wrong. Like this is on some aspects even more OP than a Smolensk because every shot is every sub is at least on fire. It, it's like it's like a Kong, but somehow worse. But anyways, yeah, like I don't know what to say, guys. Yes, I had fun, but I'm disappointed in like what the ships got. Yes, they're fun, but to the average player, he's gonna struggle a lot with the ships. Like for example, with Yashima, even me, I struggle a lot. Like this guy makes me think I cannot aim, I cannot lead targets. Like it makes me doubt that I can play World of Warship sometimes. And yes, before you say that you point to my stats and say, oh, Daniel, you're a fucking 53% win rate potato, stop the fuck talking, you're not pro, no. Yes, I know, I'm not a pro player. I'm a little bit above average player, and that's why I tell you how it feels for the average player to play these ships. Like honestly, if you're a good player, you're gonna have a lot of fun in Odin and Agir. But if you're average player that doesn't know how to play aggressively, and most players, even good players, don't know how to push. Like if I can say something that I honestly believe I exceed in, that's how to play aggressively. I play super aggressively in almost every battle. Yes, I'm not perfect, I make mistakes and I die for them, but I know how to play aggressively, and I know how to kill people. I may not survive, but I can guarantee that my aggressive play will take 2 or 3 more with me in the grave on the bottom of the ocean. And in a lot of times this matters and this win games and makes it fun to me. So I know how to accurately push, make a good push in the right time and in the right manner. But a lot of people don't. And for these guys, if they try to play aggressively Odin or Aegir, well, it's not gonna work out. Because of armor, because of guns, because of HP for the Odin, that is. So these ships are interesting, they're good, but in my opinion they deserve a little bit of buffs. Like Agir deserves a buff in the armor aspect, and Odin just kinda return everything to how it was originally and don't fuck it more. Like just don't fuck it more. Because every more nerves past this is I don't know. Like I honestly don't know what it is, but something between pure hate to the Germans and insanity and making it obsolete on purpose, that is. So yep, guys, I hope this longer review satisfied you. And yep, we are gonna see each other next time in the funny video about Odin.